Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Saturday night football review for round 21 of the 2021 NRL season. And we saw two games of football tonight. The Panthers beat the Roosters 20 points to 14. And the Storm get extremely lucky over the Seagulls 28 points to 18. Melbourne had a lot of calls go their way. 6 agains and a couple of lucky tries off errors. It's just, what tonight's game between Manly and Melbourne showed me. It showed me that Melbourne are beatable. There are plenty of weak spots in them. We all saw Remus Smith and Dean Aramaira. That side defensively really struggled. And, you know, it's just frustrating because Melbourne should not have won tonight. Manly should have won, but they just made a couple of dumb errors that they would not normally make. And, I'm just having a look right now at the 6 again. It was ridiculous. I think Melbourne had about 8 to 2, 6 against. It was beyond a joke. But if you guys are new to the channel around here, make sure you guys like this video. Comment your thoughts on tonight's games in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We'll go back to the first game. Actually, no. Let's start with the game that we just saw. Manly versus Melbourne. Let's talk about that game. There were a lot of dodgy calls in this game. And it all started off there in the 9th minute. Kenny Bromwich scoring the first try of the game. Cameron Munster to Kenny Bromwich. Good decoy by Justin Olam, and Kenny Bromwich scores the first try of the game. Melbourne go out to a 4-0 lead. And then 12th minute, Melbourne get a penalty. Crusher tackle by Tofoa Sipley. Nico Hines penalty goal. Melbourne 6-0 after 12 minutes gone. And then 28th minute, Daly Cherry Evans, I don't know why. He went for the short dropout. Didn't go 10. Gee, it was a dumb move from DCE. Nico Hines kicks the penalty goal. Storm 8-0 after 28 minutes gone. And then in the 30th minute, Manly only had 38% possession in 30 minutes into the game. And I'm going, wow, Manly are doing very well to hang on to this game. And then in the 36th minute, Nico Hines throws an intercept pass. Jason Saab grabs onto the intercept, runs about 90 metres, and scores for the Seagulls. At that point, Melbourne lead 8 points to 6. Manly right in the game. And then 39th minute, Jason Saab, I think it was taken out off the ball, and Scarry kicks a penalty goal. And half time, it's 8-all, and I'm going far out. Manly have only had 41% possession, yet it's only 8-all with the Melbourne Storm. You'd think normally, Melbourne would be up by 14, 18 points at this point in the game when they've had that much ball. But for Manly to be leveled at half time was a very good thing for the Seagulls. And then in the second half, Manly started the second half really well. The first try in the second half went Manly's attack on the left side. Kieran Foran to Tom Trbojevic to Ruben Garrick. Garrick scores in the corner. Manly 14-8. Great start for Manly in the second half. Melbourne were a little bit nervous at this point in the game. And then Manly off the kickoff, tackle one. I dropped the ball. It's a coach killer, and it just hurts you when that happens. And then in the 47th minute, Harry Grant to Justin Olam. Poor defence there from DC. I don't know what he was thinking. Poor defence there. So Justin Olam scores for the Melbourne Storm. It's 14-all at that point of the game. And then Olam, he gets his second try of the game. Munster put up a bomb. Tommy Turbo dropped the ball in the air. It was crazy that he dropped the bomb. Didn't think it would happen. And then Olam ends up scoring the try for the Storm. Again, it's a very lucky try to Melbourne there. Melbourne 20-14. 58th minute, Manly shift to the left-hand side. Turbo to Garrick. Garrick collects a double. Garrick misses the kick there. Melbourne still lead 20 points to 18. And then 69th minute, another lucky try to Melbourne. Jerome Hughes goes through a gap. He grubber kicked it. Garrick knocks it on, and Munster ends up scoring a try. So 2 tries off kicks that were very, very lucky tries off mistakes from the Seagulls. Seriously, so lucky. Melbourne 26-18. And then this here, well, this was an absolute joke. 73rd minute, Brendan Smith hasn't got the ball in his hand, but he's so close to the defensive line. He gets tackled. I mean, what do you expect to happen? You're that close to the defensive line. Of course you're going to get hit. You've got to expect the contact there. He gets hit with the ball, without the ball. He milks it for his life. Gets up, starts laughing. It's fucking pathetic how Melbourne get away with it. It just really pisses me off how they get away with that shit. But Melbourne kick a penalty goal. 28-18. Manly can't score. Melbourne give away a few deliberate hold downs, and Garrick scores at the end there, but they call it a forward pass, which I thought was ridiculous. But full time, Melbourne have beaten Manly 28 points to 18. I firmly believe that Melbourne were very, very lucky tonight. They did not deserve to win the game. Manly had them shot to pieces. Melbourne get 2 tries of fucking kicks that were knock-ons by Manly. Normally that would not happen, but it did tonight. And it's all it takes. One stupid mistake. It's all it takes for you to lose a game. And, you know, Manly for mine, extremely unlucky tonight. And Melbourne get away with a very, very lucky win. And we're talking about some of the great players tonight. We'll start with Tom Chaboy, which everyone's bagging Turbo. I thought he was fine. You know, his ball playing ability was fine. I thought Turbo had a fair game, but I don't see what the problem is. I thought he was all right. Saab and Garrick were good for the Seagulls. Brad Parker was okay. Morgan Harper was all right. Foran was good. DCE, I thought that DCE was fucking terrible. I thought he was awful, DCE. Sipley was okay. Tapau was all right. Probably expect better from the Manly Fours next time out. They play Melbourne. Lachlan Croker needs to do more dummy half of the Seagulls. Olakawatu was good. Schuster had a shocker as well. He had an absolute shithouse of a game. Jake Trbojevic, really good in defence for the Seagulls tonight. I thought Paseka was good. Too bad he got injured though. Hope he's all right, Paseka. Dylan Walker as well was all right. Josh Holloway, they need to do more of those Manly forwards if they're going to beat Melbourne. As for the Storm, some of their good players, you know, I thought Justin Olam had a really good game. Remus Smith was all right. Munster was good, I thought. Jerome Hughes was all right. Christian Welsh had a good game. Brennan Smith was just whatever. You know, he was all right. Finucane was very good for the Melbourne Storm as well. Kenny Bromwich had a pretty good game in my opinion. Probably his best game in ages, to be honest. Thought Harry Grant off the bench was very good as well. And, you know, Pappenhausen did well and Chris Lewis as well. You know, Melbourne, they get the job done. They probably don't deserve to win the game, but they do win the game. So, you know, Manly have a lot to work on for next time out against the Storm. But my top 3 players on ground for this game tonight. Number 3, I'm going to go with Ruben Garrick. Thought he had a really good game, Ruben Garrick. Number 2, I'm going to go with Cameron Munster. And number 1, my man of the match, I'm going to go with Justin Olam. Scored 2 tries tonight, and every time we had the ball, we looked dangerous. So Justin Olam gets my man of the match. And the Storm's win over the Seagulls. But hey, in my opinion, the Storm were very lucky. And if Manly don't make those errors, I reckon they win the game because they had them shot for a while there when they're up 14-8. And, you know, they just couldn't get the job done tonight. But Manly will be better next time out because that's the first time Manly have played Melbourne this year. And if they meet again in the finals, telling you, look out because Manly have proven to me tonight that Melbourne are beatable and they have weak spots all over the park, or especially that side with Remus Smith and Dean Aramaira. They go that side next time out. They keep doing it. Melbourne are beatable, and I'm telling you, they will be beaten eventually by someone. But let's move on to the earlier game. The Roosters and the Panthers. This was a frustrating game for mine. The Roosters couldn't get involved. The referee, in my opinion, blew the hell out of the whistle. The Roosters had trouble getting into the game. It was very hard for them to get involved here. But it all started off very well for the Panthers in the 10th minute. An 80-metre try. Viliame Kikau gave it to Matt Burton. Matt Burton down the sideline. Steps Tedesco on the inside, which is crazy. Matt Burton scores for the Panthers. Panthers 6-0. Great start for the Panthers. And then 19th minute, Sam Verrills with a very nice face ball there to Victor Radley at the line. Radley scores. Adam Kieran converts the goal. Scores 11 at 6 apiece. 27th minute, penalty to the Panthers. Sam Walker with an escort on Viliame Kikau. There wasn't a whole lot in this one. I thought it was a pretty tough call against the Roosters, but Panthers go to an 8-6 lead after 27 minutes gone. And then 35th minute, this is where I started to get really angry watching this. Jared Hargraves goes to the sin bin, apparently for too many set restarts. But maybe if Jared Sutton would give the players a fucking warning, then maybe they wouldn't do it. So there was no warning involved for this one, and it was ridiculous. So Hargraves goes to the bin, and I thought it was a really bad call by Jared Sutton against the Roosters there. And then in the 36th minute, as always, play goes to the bin. Try happens not long after that. 36th minute, Paul Momorowski gets on the outside of Adam Kieran. Momorowski scores for the Panthers. The kick from Burton hits the post. Panthers 12-6. And then 39th minute, Tilly 2-0 with a late shot and really only kick out. Burton kicks a penalty goal. Half time, Panthers over Roosters 14-6. Roosters are in the game, but they've been penalised out of the game. They've been, all these set restarts and all this bullshit. It was all happening. And then in the second half, 48th minute, Panthers started the second half really well. Matt Burton off the scrum. He scores his second try. Matt Burton kicks a goal. Panthers 20 points to 6. And then the Roosters, they made a bit of a comeback here. 59th minute, Joseph Manu try off a scrum play. Sam Walker to James Tedesco to Manu. And Joseph Manu scores in the corner. Great try there. Adam Curry misses the goal. Panthers 20-10. And then 67th minute, Roosters shift left to Sam Walker, Angus Crichton. And then Tupou goes over in the corner for the Chooks. And Panthers lead 20 points to 14. And then the Roosters are trying to throw the ball around late in the game, but it's too little too late. And full time, the Panthers have beaten the Roosters 20 points to 14. I've got to say, the Roosters, they had their chances late in that game, but they made it hard for themselves. Their completion rate was a bit off tonight. 30 from 40 sets, not good enough, you got to be completing at 80%, in my opinion, against Penrith. The 6 again count was just crazy. The referee Jared Sutton had no control over the game whatsoever, but the Panthers did well to win the game. Now, some of the great players tonight, we'll start with the Panthers though. Dylan Edwards at fullback, 205 metres. I said it about Jordan Rappert on the other week. I don't care how many run meters Dylan Edwards makes. He had no impact on the game whatsoever in attack, so he had an average game for mine. Momorowski was up and down. Capo was all right. The young kid on debut for the Panthers, though, Taylor May, he had a pretty good game, I thought. Matt Burton, outstanding performance. Luai was all right. Moses Leota was very good for the Panthers as well. Kickow had a very good game. Liam Martin was good. Ye was outstanding. I thought Scott Sorensen was great off the bench for the Panthers. Isaac Tago as well. Did a really good job. As for the Roosters, though, I thought James Tedesco was good, but overplayed his hand a little bit too much for mine. Tupou and Manu were good, especially Joseph Manu. He was outstanding. I thought Tupanui in the centres, that just did not work at all. I thought Drew Hutchison had a really good game. Sam Walker was pretty average tonight. Takiaho was good. Isaac Liu had a fair game. Crichton was good. Nat Butcher was good. Bradley had a good game as well for the Roosters. Hargraves had a pretty ordinary night for his standards. Egan Butcher had a good game as well. Lachlan Lamb played 26 minutes and didn't even go for a run. So that's a bit disappointing. But the Panthers, a little bit too good for the Roosters tonight. Winning the game 20 points to 14. My top 3 players on ground for the Roosters versus Panthers game. I'm going to go with number 3. I'm going to go with Joseph Manu. Number 2, I'm going to go with Taylor May on debut for the Panthers. And number 1, my man of the match, is going to go to Matt Burton. He scored 2 tries tonight, and he was involved in everything in mine. So Matt Burton gets my man of the match. But guys, that's it for the Saturday night football review for round 21 of the 2021 NRL season. If you guys enjoyed the review, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, lads, and I'll see you guys in the next one.